not have the money now, but please walk with a presence. Wherever you go to, let your presence be known.
So I made that example so that you can understand that the key to whatever you need right now is in the hand of someone.
If you put your mind to achieve the grandest dream for your life, it might take a while, but it's going to happen.
The future that you have can come without a plan. That you can drift into a glorious future. You can't drift into a glorious future. It's only dead things that drift in the sea and the oceans of life.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight on this session of building how to build a remote team. This session is a very, very, very special session, and I want to welcome all of you. If you're joining us for the very first time, please drop a comment in the comment section. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment in the comment section. Our facilitator tonight is on standby and is really, really going to be very, very enlightening and insightful. Trust me. But before I go into the session of tonight, I just want to say thank you for trusting us, registering for this platform. You can still share this link with your loved ones so that they can join us and learn on this platform. All right. So without wasting time, we're diving straight into the session. And I have our guest, our guest tonight on Beyond Class. I have him, and I'll be reading his profile to you shortly. But before I do that, let me quickly share one or two things that you need to know about Beyond Class. A lot of people have been asking, what is Beyond Class? What are we doing? What are the things we're bringing newly to the industry? And I'm glad to introduce to you Beyond Class. This platform, Beyond Class, is an EdTech platform where we provide soft skills. We also provide technological courses that will prepare you for the future of work. And we are training a lot of people at the moment, from secondary to tertiary institution to entry-level staff and other professionals. So you're welcome to this session once again. My name is Ademola, and I will be bringing up our facilitator tonight. Our facilitator tonight is Akinyele Tunde. He is a graduate of biochemistry from the University of Ilorin, and then he started his career as a project manager with Live Media and a digital consulting and web design agency in Nigeria. He has worked as a product manager with MDoc Healthcare, a digital health company, currently a product manager at Brand Mobile Africa. And he is somebody that is currently working in the remote space, and he will be bringing his experience and insight into the session of tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Tunde for tonight's session. Mr. Tunde, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Good evening. Good evening, Mr.
I strongly hope you're prepared and you're going to be giving us hot tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting session, actually. So we'll be giving ourselves hot, you get.
All right. Fantastic. All right, so let's go right into the session. I'll be right out of your faces right now so you can actually go on. All right.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I want to appreciate the team for bringing me to speak on this particular topic, and I would like to just know how many of us are in the room right now. So please, if you are there, I'd like you to just introduce yourself. I want to know how we can run ourselves together and make this an exciting session, and most importantly, an interactive session. So if you're right watching us right now, please, I'd like you to just drop your name and what you currently do. I think that would help us drive this discussion better. So I'll be expecting to see our name. Please, if you're on the chat, please drop it. I'll be seeing it from my end here. I'll be seeing it from my end here. It's going to be an exciting session, and yeah, we'll be talking about building a remote team. I'm still waiting for our introduction, your name, and what you currently do. This is going to help us drive the discussion better. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing Faith. Faith is on the call. Welcome, Faith Shotade. Good to see you on the call. Yeah, thank you for that. Faith is a training consultant. Yeah, Faith is a training consultant. He's on the call. Thank you for joining the call. It's going to be an exciting session. We'll be starting shortly. I'll be dive into the session shortly. I just want about one or two other people to just drop their name. Most preferably your first name, that we can address you on this call, and what you currently do. Your name and what you currently do, right? I'm still waiting for us as we drop that into the comment section. Yeah, I know it's I know it's evening and everybody's probably some people are just getting back home from Lagos traffic. Yeah, I understand that. So that's what we'll be talking about today, about how you can build a remote team and you can cut Lagos traffic off your daily schedule. Yeah, spending hours in traffic. Yeah, I'll give us about 1 or 2 minutes to drop that in the page, then we start. Yeah, we'll be talking about building a remote team, how to build an effective team, yeah. Countdown to that. Waiting for us to drop our name and what we currently do before I go deep into the session. Yeah. Still waiting for us. At the dot of 9:14, I'm going to start, and every other person that is joining the session can just drop their name and what they do currently. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. This is a session on how to build a remote team. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So we'll be starting now, and I will be sharing my screen. I'll be sharing my screen. Yeah. So I'm so very sure that we can all see my screen. So once again, good evening, everyone. So today we'll be talking about building a remote team and how to build an effective and efficient remote team. Yeah. So like Mr. Demola said, my name is Akenle Tunde. Currently, I'm the product manager at Brand Mobile Africa. And currently, in the past, I've worked as a product manager and as a project manager. I've worked in the tech field, in the tech space for a couple of years. And I've seen how it is to work physically at the office space and to work remotely. And if you ask me now, and if you ask me tomorrow, and if you ask me the next 10 years, I'll tell you having a remote team is still the best. And this session will be deep diving into how we can have this smoothly. And So, what are the things that would be getting to discuss today, and what are the key takeaway that I would want you to take away while we have this discussion is why you need a remote team. So the fear of most employers, the fear of most business owners, the fear of most corporate owners is that, oh, how do I build a remote team? Why do I need a remote team when I can tell people to come to the office? I see them, they do the work, I look at them, and I know that they are doing what they're supposed to do. Why do I need a remote team? How am I sure that if I have a remote team, things will be done the way I want it to be done? You get, so we'll be sharing why you need a remote team, why and how it's very important for your business and how you can leverage on that for now. Then we'll be talking about the hiring process. Oh, I want to get a remote team. I want to get talent. I want to get people that can do the job well. How do I do that? How do I manage that? How do I make sure that the HR team are getting the right people for the right job? You get, so we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about managing communication. Now, the fear of so many employers is that, oh, you are in the office. We find it hard for you to deliver at the right time. How much more when you are not in the office space, you are not in the four walls of the office, and how do I know that you are going to deliver? So managing communication, how do I pass information across to my team if you are not in the same sphere? So we'll be talking about how to manage communication. Communication is key for every business, and in a remote environment, communication tops what you need to handle well. If you don't handle your communication, then it's not going to go down well. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about how to monitor team effectiveness, and we'll be talking about tools to manage remote collaborations. And I can tell you that since the COVID-19 pandemic happened, we've seen that we can do so many things. Like, things can be done without seeing ourselves physically. Things can be done without having to micromanage people and see them physically. Things can be done anywhere in the world. Now, I can tell you for free, if you go to LinkedIn right now and you type, you're an accountant and you type accountant, like you're looking for a job, you type accountant, in the location field, you type remote and you click on search. Right now, if you can do it, 1001 job for accountant that is 100% remote is going to pop out for you. 1001 is going to pop out for you. Do you get? Meaning that the world has moved past, oh, we have to be physical to do it. Currently, where I work, the team I manage, I have people in South Africa. I have some guys in US. I have another girl in China. I have three people in South Africa, 2 people in Ghana. I have 2 in US. I have 1 in China. Now, and I have several of them in Nigeria, while some are in Abuja, some are not in Lagos. Now, how do I manage them? This is just to show you that things can be done anywhere in the world. Like, you can have your team in the Bahamas. Your team member can be lounging in Dubai and still doing the job you want him or her to do. Your team members can be in US and still doing what you want him or her to do. So this evening, what we'll just be talking about is, how do you build this team? How do you make sure that, oh, things are running well for your business and everything is remote? So I'll be sharing some data of the future of remote team. Before I started, I was mentioning that if you are just joining, you can please just drop your name and what you do, so we can have an engaging interaction tonight. So please, if you are just joining us now, we are talking about how to build an effective remote team. So please just drop your name and what you do, and we can move from there. So the future of remote team. Now, this data I got from Forbes, and 75% of professionals expect remote work to become the standard, meaning that 75% of the professional that is surveyed early this year, January, 75% of them said that remote work would soon become the standard, meaning that in the next few years. Now, I had some data that I did not put here. It is 6 by the year 2028, 7 years from now. 7 years from now, 86% of employees will be working remotely. This is a fact that everybody should know. So the earlier, the better. The earlier you start building your team, the better it's for your company, the better it is for you. The better it is for you as a person that is looking for a remote job offer, right? So if by 2028, the statistic is showing that 86% of employees will be working remotely, I think this is the best time for us to start. We don't have to wait for that time. We don't have to wait for the next 7 years before we start building our remote team. Let us start now. So 75% of professionals expect that remote work to become the standard, meaning that by the time, by 2028, you'll be seeing a whole lot of people will be sitting at home doing their job and doing it effectively. Now, I can be so sure that most of us that were on the call tonight, during the COVID-19 pandemic, some people lost their job. Some people still have their job. They had their job then. Yet, they were doing their job as a window, and productivity was still there. Do you get? So it's just like COVID-19 just showed us, opened our eyes to the opportunities that we can see, that we don't need to make people go through some stress before they deliver their job. 85% of businesses say productivity has increased as a result of greater flexibility. Now, this is amazing for me, right? Before COVID-19, nobody knew that you can sit back at home and there'll still be increase in productivity. Now, the data is showing us that 85% of businesses say productivity increased as a result of greater flexibility. Now, flexibility might mean flexibility in time, flexibility in space of work, flexibility in times of you coming to the office. But the general thing is that it's all encompassed in remote team, and it's saying that there's increase in productivity. My people, I can tell you that you work in Lagos. I work in Lagos. I've worked before I started my remote job. I work in Lagos, and I can tell you that as at 4 p.m., when it's 4 p.m., I must not be on the island. If I'm on the island, it's off for me. I'm getting home very late in the night. Now, if I get home very late in the night, I get home by 10 p.m. I get home by 11 p.m. I wake up in the morning again saying, I'm going to the VI. By 4, 5 o'clock, I'm out of the house. Please, the level of productivity will definitely reduce. That's why you see people say, thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's weekend. I'm happy it's weekend. Every day can be weekend for you and you still be working, right? It is so amazing that all these opportunities are there for us, but because we are not looking into it, we are not harnessing that fact. So I'll share an experience. A friend of mine used to work in Lagos with a company like that, and 9 to 5, like everybody knows. And he told me, Tunde, I'm leaving this 9 to 5 job. I'm looking for a remote job. And on LinkedIn, I tell you, he went to look for a job. Now, I was saying earlier that you can look for a job, like 1001 remote job will pop out for you. He got a job in the US and immediately got a job. Guess what? He didn't relocate to US. They gave him opportunity to come to US. Hey, he's not going to the US. He said, guy, I told you, he said, I'm leaving Lagos. I'm going to Ibadan. My friend left Lagos, and he went to Ibadan. My friend is collecting US money, like he's collecting dollar and he's spending Ibadan money, meaning that he has less things to worry about. Like this is just sideways, the amount the amount he will use for house rent in Lagos, cut it by 3, getting a very good apartment in Ibadan, very serene environment, no traffic, not all of that. Do you get? So these are some of the opportunities that your employees will get, and you'll be so sure that they are doing the best that they can do. That takes me to the third data. 74% of workers say that having the option to work remotely would make them less likely to leave a company. It will make them less likely to leave a company. Okay, thank you. I'm seeing so many people on the chat now. I have Israel Akinshola. Thanks for joining. I have Mr. Yorinde Alex, a travel consultant. Thanks for joining. I have Ayola. She's a nurse. Oh, great. Thanks for joining. So I would like to speak to Ayola Ayobami. So this is just to make it interactive. As a nurse, most times we think that, there are some professions that cannot work remotely. That is absolutely wrong. Where I worked before, MDoc Healthcare is a firm where they have medical professionals do consultation virtually. You get? So as a nurse, you might think, oh, because I studied nursing, I have to be in the four walls of the hospital. Life has gone beyond that. We have seen movies where you can do surgery via video call, right? Three Idiots. I know most of us must have seen Three Idiots. Three Idiots is one of the very interesting movies where you see that technology has helped us enhance so many things. So welcome to the call. We have we have Joshua, who is a certified HR professional. I think these are our people. You should know how to get your remote team working, right? Then we have Anthony David, a cinematographer. Welcome to the call. Yeah, so as I was saying, like 74% of workers say that they are having the option to work remotely would have them less likely to leave a company. So for Mr. Joshua Alawi on the call now, you can agree with me that the turnout rate of employees in company now is getting high. You get a job in 3 months, the person is dropping his resignation letter. Oh, I'm not doing again, right? In 2 months, it's dropping. Oh, I'm not doing again. In 1 month, dropping resignation letter. I'm not doing again. Why is this the case? Now, it's because we have so many things are burdened upon them. But right now, the statistic is saying that 74% are saying that they are likely less to leave a company if they are working remotely, because you know that you have your work-life balance. You get? A friend of mine called me 2 days ago. He said, "Guy, I want to leave my company." I said, "Why?" He said, my wife is complaining that I don't have time anymore. I go in the morning, I come back late in the evening. You get? So these are some of the statistics that we as employers, we as employees, business owners should look at and take the option of having remote team. So I'll be deeping dive into some companies that allow remote work. Now, Twitter. Everybody knows Twitter. Well, I know not everybody's on Twitter now because Buhari has banned Twitter, but you know, Twitter has given their employees option of working remotely for life. So also Microsoft. So also Dropbox. Slack right now, they are working from home, right? MasterCard, they are working from home. Do you get? My company, I have several companies in Nigeria that are working from home, right? Okra is a tech company, is working from home. CK Digital, a digital agency company, they are working from home. You get? MDoc, they are working from home. I have couples of companies that are working from home. So this is just to show you that it is possible. For some company to do it means that anybody, any company, any employer can do that. So not to waste much of our time, now we're talking on how we can build a successful team. The fear of most employers is, oh, how do I build a team? How am I so sure they will do the job, right? How to build a successful team, right? So we'll be going to my first point for tonight is to decide on the remote team structure. Decide on the remote team structure. So for everyone on the call, if you are just joining us, welcome to the call. We are talking about building a remote team, and it's been an exciting session. And please, if you have any comment, if you have any question, please do well to drop it on the page. Do well to drop it, and I'll be attending to it right now. Do well to drop it on the page. And for everyone on the page, if you would like to, if you are an employee, if you would like to work remotely, I would just like you to just comment, like, I would like to work remotely. And if you're an employer, you have teams that are working under you and you like to build a remote team, I also like you to just drop it on the page, like, I would love to build a remote team. So we know that we are together, right? So, and if you are just joining us, welcome to the call. Just drop your name and what you do currently. Yeah, so my first point is, for you as an employer, you want to build a remote team. The first thing for you to look into is to decide on the remote team structure. What are you looking at? Like, what is the structure you want to have as your remote team? Now, I can be so sure with you. I've worked in this fair. Not everybody will do the full remote, right? But some will do the hybrid. So I'll just explain. We have the full remote and we have the hybrid. So the full remote is an option where your employers are working fully remote from home. Now, remote does not mean that they have to work from home, right? Remote might be they have to work from a co-working space, like, that is very close to their where they reside, right? To avoid the time of commuting to the workplace. So it could be a workstation that's close to them. It could be in their home, in the luxury of their home, and they're working, right? That is when we talk about full remote. So most company would give option of full remote. You can work fully, you can travel out of the country and you're still working as long as you are delivering at the set time, right? So that's the option of full remote. Then we have the option of hybrid. What's hybrid? Hybrid is when you work few days from work and few days at home. Meaning you work, let's say your company is saying you have to work 2 days at the office, everybody has to come so that there's a form of physical interaction between your colleagues, and for the other 3 days, you have to work from home. Now, this is very important because there are some companies that are dynamic, right? There are some companies that still require some physical presence in the office, right? There are some companies that require that. So it is important that you know what works for your company. You know what works for you. You know what works for your team. And you analyze it well. Okay, for this particular team, you can work fully remote, right? And for hybrid, for some people, you can work from home, you can work few days in the office. Now, this is an opportunity for employers, because what is going to reduce the costs, your cost of your running cost, your operational costs, right? You spend less on internet, you spend less on office rent. I've seen a company that when they started remote, they just closed down. 5 million naira that they pay every month at Lekki for their office, they just closed it down. That 5 million naira, they will use it for some other things. They can even use it as incentive for their employees, right? So it is for you to decide, do I want my team to work fully remote, or I want them to work in hybrid form, right? You work few days at work in the office space, you work few days from home, right? So that's that. Then I would move to how to find remote talent. So I know we have HR professional here, Mr. Joshua. We have Mr. Faith here, a training consultant, I think in the human resource field. So please, if you are still here with us, you can just drop a comment. If you are still here, please just drop a comment and say, I'm still here, I'm with you. So we know we are together. I'm waiting for your comments, so just drop it. I'm waiting for your comment, just drop it. I'm here with you. So, right, we'll go into the next point. Right, Mr. Faith, just drop, I'm here. Thank you. Mr. Joshua, the HR professional, I'd like you to just, because we will be doing this together. So how to get your remote talent? Yeah, I'm with you. Thank you, Mr. Yorinde. Thank you, Mr. King. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So how do you get your remote talent? This is one issue the HR professional will have. Mr. Adibambo, thank you for dropping that. That's encouraging. Number one point is clearly define the job. Now, the issue we have right now is that we just copy and paste a job description online and post it, right? For a remote team, for getting a remote talent like that would work for you well, you have to clearly draft the detailed job description with the line manager and with the HR manager, right? This is what I want you to do in this job role. This is what you will be doing. Thank you, Mr. Ogunowo. Appreciate that. This is what you will be doing, right? As an HR assistant. Oh, we want to employ you as an HR assistant. This is what you'll be doing. You'll be working on payroll every week. This is what you're so expected to do. Every month, this is what you're expected to do. So that when you are getting anybody that is submitting the application for this job role, you know that this person is tailored towards this particular role that we are looking out for. So it is important that you do your due diligence, because if you employ anybody like is not fitting into, it's just like getting a round peg into a square hole, right? So for you to avoid that, the first thing is to do is that clearly define the job role of this person before putting it out. Call your direct manager, like the direct manager that the person will be working with, the HR manager, clearly state it out, right? And after that, while doing interview, See, I just want to, I've been in the field, so I've seen people come up, say, oh, I want to do this role. And when you give them some things to do, they will, like, they are half what is on their CV, like half. Like, oh, come and work on Excel. Does not even know how to do simple addition. If you get that kind of person for your remote job, then be so sure that you are not getting anything out of that person, right? So you have to ask specific interview question, right? Let the line manager interview this person. Give them a remote task to complete. Now, let me give you an example. While I was interviewing, when they interviewed me for my current position, right, as a product manager, there are some specific questions that they asked me, right? And now it is remote, right? Come with your laptop and share your screen. Let me see what you can do. Don't be scared, right? This is your company. You want it to grow. You want to pay this person, right? Fix an interview. I've done an interview for 1.5 hours before because they want to be so sure that this is what this person can do, right? I was seated in front of the laptop and the interviewer was there. I was doing data analysis right in front of the man, right? He was saying, okay, how can you do this? Gives me the question, do it right in front of him, right? So these are the things we need to ask. Don't just look at the CV and say, oh, this person say, oh, I'm an HR assistant. No, I'm a developer, I'm a back-end engineer, but does not know the language that you use for your own company, right? So this is very important. You have to do that. Like, make sure that it is live. You are giving the person the task that he or she will be doing when he or she joins the company. Then higher expertise in the field. Don't go less. Please don't go less. If you want to go less, that's where I bring my number 4 point. Don't underestimate intent. Get your guys. But if you know that just to cut costs, you can get intent. Right now, what I do is that I get interns to do some of my work for me, but be so sure that I'm not an advocate of unpaid internship, right? So, but this is peculiar to whatever the company that you work with. But for me, I get you as an intern, I pay you, right? But I know that you are doing the job, and I'm monitoring you, and I give you what you can do, right? So please don't underestimate interns, but get experts to work for you. So I reiterate that. Number 1, clearly define the job description while searching for talent. 2, competence, values, and behavior. They are very important. Be so sure this person can do what he or she says she can do, right? Higher expertise in the field, and don't underestimate interns. Like, get interns. I can tell you there are interns all over the world. Interns that are looking for internship, right? I got 2 interns in South Africa, quality assurance. They are doing marvelously well. Like, they are working, they are doing this job as if like they are full staff, right? They want to learn. That's one thing about interns. They want to learn. They want to get the experience, right? So number 3 is establish clear guidelines and expectation for all your remote team members. Let them know this is what is to be done. This is how it should be done, right? So most of the issues we have right now is most people don't give a clear description of what you are expected to do. Now, I say work hours or specific time they should be online. Now, this is very important. There are tools, there are applications that you can use to monitor this. This will be shared across, but for now, what we are just talking about is how you can build your team. So work hours or specific time they should be online. Let it be in the guidelines. By 8 a.m., you must check in. Like, I'm online. Do you get? Just check in. I'm online. Let me know that, yes, you are online by 8 a.m. Do you get? And you must tell them how often they must check in. Oh, your company might say, okay, your check-in should be 8 a.m. when you resume and 4 p.m. when you close for work, right? Your own check-in might be, oh, your check-in should be like every 1 hour. Just drop in like, oh, I'm here. This is my update so far, right? So it depends on the peculiarity of your company. So how often can they do their check-in? And the third one is process documentation for task. So please, if you are still here with me, I'd like you to just drop a thumbs up. And if you have a question, you have a contribution, please don't hesitate to drop it. We'll be doing this together, and I'm here to answer every question that you have. Oh, what are the challenges? Oh, maybe you are running a remote team now and there are challenges. How can you solve that? I'm here to give answers to that. Or if you have any contribution, any point you want to just drop, please just drop it in the comment section. We are here together. So process documentation for task. Okay, for every task that you are giving them, okay, I want you to, your task is to, maybe you're a UI designer, and for every task that I give you, the documentation, this is how it should be done. The first thing is, do your wireframing, send to me by this time. After doing your wireframing, let's do the process together. We'll do a check-in process together. After doing your wireframing, we'll run it through together. Then after that, you start your design phase. After your design phase, we come again, we review it together. That is a process. That is a process, right? Meaning that, thank you, Ayorinde, I appreciate. So that is a process, meaning that for every task you are giving every of your team members, document it. It's a one-time thing. As soon as you document it, they have it. You get, there are applications, there are softwares that you can use to document all of this, and they have it in their task bar, morning till night, 247 till Jesus come. They have it there, right? You know that this is a process you follow. Now, then you have goals for team and individual employees. Oh, for this team, for the HR team, this is your goal for the year. This is your goal for the month. This is your goal for the week, right? There are, I cannot emphasize, there are different software that you can use to do this, just to make sure that people are following through with what they need to do. Like, you have to give them goals. Build your team by building their goals, right? Who should be the point of contact for certain projects and issues? Yeah, this is very important. Now, if you're in the physical office, in the four walls of the office, you would if there's any issue, you can also just stand up and move to the next desk and say, hey, Mr. Faith, how do I do this? Oh, okay, I need to report this. How do I report it? Which is very, very good for physical office. But for remote team that everybody is not in the same place, do you get? For effectiveness and for efficiency, let them know that, okay, your point of contact for this project is Mr. A, is Mr. Demola. Oh, Mr. Philip, when you are done with this particular project, your next reporting line is Mr. Yorinde, right? You must, this is the person you respond to. When it comes to maybe it's a supply chain business or something, when you have an order, the person you should reach out to is Mr. Ebenezer, right? And when the payment is being made, make sure you reach out to Mr. King. Do you get? And when the payment is confirmed and you want to ship out the product, make sure that you reach out to where's our nurse here? Our nurse Ayobami. Make sure you reach out to them so you know who to report to at every point in time. And lastly, on this point, we'll talk about which means of communication should be used under what circumstance. Now, yeah, we'll be talking when I move to the communication part, we will see how you can do your make sure that your communication is effective. But for effectiveness, which make sure you let them know the communication channels to use at every instances. Oh, you have an emergency. What communication channel should you use? Right? You have an update to give. What communication channel should you use? Oh, you are confused about something, about your task, and you need to ask your line manager, what communication channels should you use? Do you get? So we have the direct communication channel. We have the official communication channel, right? We have the emergency communication channel. Which communication channel should you use? So let me just bring it here. Some communication channels are direct. There's an official update you need to give. The best communication channels is via email. Send an email. Copy everybody that is working on that project, right? Copy everyone that is working on that project so that everybody gets an update. That is for an official one. But for emergency communication, don't hesitate. Send email. But when you send email, please don't stop at email. For people that are already working in the remote sphere, or people that have team that are working remotely, or you want to build remote team, please, when there's an emergency, don't send just email alone. That is official. Make sure you send direct. And what we mean by direct is there are some companies that use WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a form of direct communication. Drop it. Once you get it, just once the emergency, drop it. If there's some company that have CUG, use your CUG, make the call instantly. And for professional environment, there are people that use for emergency, they use Slack. Slack is a communication channel, a collaboration between team members. Drop it on the page, like, oh, this is what I'm facing. And by that, you will know, your other team members, your manager will know that, oh, there's something going on that we need to run through and solve. So that is for how to build that. Then for this one, my next point, which is number 5, is how to maintain engagement with your team. How do you maintain engagement? Oh, so some people are of the opinion that, oh, if we are doing remote, how do I engage people? Oh, let them come to the office, let there be physical interaction. Oh, let people see themselves, let them shake, let them hug. Oh, some people are always lonely at home if there's no engagement. Do you get? So that is some of the myths that we have for remote team. But yeah, I'm here to just demystify that. Yeah. So how do you solve the issue of engagement? How can you make your team engage, right? To be so sure that engaging. So for everyone that are just joining us, we are talking about building a remote team and how to scale it up, how to have an effective team, how to make sure that your team are doing the right thing. That is what we are doing this evening. Please, if you are just joining us, you can drop in the chat your name and what you do. Your name and what you do. Then I'm going to see it and acknowledge your presence. Oh, okay, Mr. Yondo, you are washing hand. Please, let's wash hand together. Please, when you wash that hand, hope is after washing the hand, hope is amala that I want to go and eat all pounded yam so that we can have good time together after this session. Thank you, Mr. Yondo. I appreciate that. So how do you maintain engagement with your team? Now, this session, this particular point, there's a caveat to that, and I'm going to say that. Please, if I forget, please remind me. There's a caveat to that, to this particular point. And after that, after these 3 points, I'm going to mention it. Yeah. All the departmental meetings, monthly or weekly. Now, make sure, it is very important. So there are companies that have worked in a company, remote company, that what we do, our departmental meetings is monthly. There are places that your departmental meeting is weekly. There are places that your departmental meeting is daily. Like you just have a daily stand-up meeting. Like, oh, okay, guys, good morning, everyone. So what we call it stand-up meeting because, why is it stand-up? Because when you stand, you don't want to stand for long. So stand-up meeting is a very short call. Maximum for your stand-up call should not be more than 30 minutes. Maximum, right? So people do stand-up call for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes. So you can have stand-up call for very few minutes, 15 minutes. Do you get? So you can do your monthly meetings, departmental meetings, and weekly departmental meetings. Do you get? Just to say, okay, guys, what are we doing? What did we do last week? What did we do yesterday? How can we improve that? Okay, what are we doing today? Okay, today, Ayorinde, you are working on this particular task. Tomorrow, Ogunowo, you are working on this task. Mr. King, you are working on this task. Faith, you are working on this task. And by 12 p.m., I want to get an update. Let's see what we have done so far. All right, guys, any question, any contribution? Oh, yesterday, there's this particular project I'm working on. There's this particular client I was following up on, and she didn't make a payment. Okay, how do I get across to her? She said that she's having issues with her payment platform. Okay. Oh, this person, we made an order yesterday, the order did not deliver, and all of that. Oh, you as the manager of the team, because okay, no problem. All right, so how do we problem solve that? Okay, send a mail to this, send a mail to that, and everybody drops their concerns and comments, and you end the session. That is all. Do you get? Make sure that you have a monthly meeting and a week, either monthly or weekly, depend on what you want as a team, or it could be daily. right? Personally, what I do currently, because of the role I'm in right now as a product manager with my company, I do daily stand-up because I need to get update of what's happening every now and then, right? So my stand-up is just daily and it's for 15, 20 minutes. We are done with the stand-up and everybody, we are good. Every other communication is via Slack or via email. Oh, guys, what's the update? Like everybody steady, because it's like what I said earlier. Let there be a policy, a procedure, a guideline as to what people are supposed to do, right? So when you have that, you know that when there's an update, you are done with this task, update it on Slack, right? Update a direct message. Yeah, I'm done with this. So I update. Okay, great. And I'm seeing it. Oh, this person has done this. I can see it, right? So do that. Then the second is have manager checking with individual employees. This is very important. This is so very important. Now you are not seeing people. For the team I'm working with right now, about 10 of them that are under me directly, I've not seen any of them before. I've not met them. I don't even know what they look like. Okay, except when we do video calls, like I have to see them. Like, how far are you doing? All of that. But it is important that to make sure that there's work-life balance, to make sure that your colleague, your team member are seeing the empathetic part of you. Like you have to do daily checking. Oh, welcome to the call. Welcome to the session, Mr. Oluwagbenga Kushimo. Thank you for joining. So good to have you on board right this evening. So we are talking about how to build a remote team. Yeah. So what I was saying that you have to do daily checking. Well, not daily checking. I mean, you have to do checking with your employees, individual. Now, it doesn't have to be a team. Make sure that it is one individual. Like, oh, I have 5 of my team members. Today, I'm doing a 10-minute check-in with Mr. Olubenga. Tomorrow, I'm doing a 10-minute check-in with Mr. Ogunowo, right? This is just you asking them, oh, guy, alpha. Like, let it be bit of professional and bit of personal life. Okay, guy, what's happening? What's the problem? Your check-in could be, oh, guy, I realize that you have not been delivering well these days. Oh, no problem. What's happening? What's happening with the family? Are you having financial problem, financial challenges? This doesn't mean that you are giving them the money, right? This is just your team knowing that there's somebody that cares about us. Now, let me give you an example. So where I was working before I started this daily check-in, I realized that everybody comes to the call and it's pure work. Like everybody comes to the stand-up call or departmental meeting. It's pure work. Oh, yeah, we did this, we did that, and everybody goes. You get? And I'm not getting the vibe I want to get. I need to know what the problem is. Oh, you are not delivering well. Why are you not delivering well? Oh, you are delivering excellently well. What are we doing well that's making you to deliver excellently well? Then I read online and I saw that, oh, you have to do some daily check-ins. Mr. Eniola, welcome to the call. We appreciate you for joining us this evening. I hope we are all having good time with this section. Yeah, so I read online. I said, okay, what's the problem? And they said, oh, you have to do daily check-in. My people, when I started this daily check-in, the first person I asked, what's the problem? Now, it's not like they will come and tell you this is a problem, but you bringing yourself close to them. You are not in the same office. Like you have not seen yourself before. You had a discussion with them. Yeah, what is the problem? Yeah, this is a problem. Most of them will tell you personal issues, right? And most of them will just say, oh, they will just pour out your mind. I didn't like how our process is. Our process is too much. Now, the caveat I'm going to say, let me just bring it here so that I don't forget. Now, the caveat here is that while I was having this check-in with them, for all of them, the only thing they said was that, yeah, we need to reduce our meetings. Now, this is very important for everybody working in the remote team. If you work in a remote environment, I said it earlier in my number one point is that don't let your meeting pass 30 minutes. And there's no point you having meetings 5 times in a day. There is no point. So I realized that we have meetings for almost everything. We have meetings in the morning. We have meetings in the afternoon. We have meetings. Oh, update on this. Let's jump on a call. Let's have meetings. And we begin to realize that when we jump on a call, have meetings, this one will say, this manager will say, this one will say, we are spending 1 hour on a call. Please, what time do we have to even do the job? Do you get? So these are the feedback I got while doing the check-ins. And I realized that, oh, this thing is true, right? I had to sit back with the management that Guys, we need to cut down these our meetings. We cannot be doing this if we want productivity, right? And when that was done, we sat down and we re-strategized. We made sure that even people were working remotely. Friday is off meetings. Nobody is doing any meeting on Friday. Like nobody. If let everyone fall, no meetings. Let every update be via email, via Slack. Give your update. No meetings. If you have any meetings, you are a leader, you're a team leader, you have meetings, you'll be penalized for that. Okay, how about other days? How do we do it? Other days, anybody that is not supposed to be in a meeting, like you don't need to be, just stay. We make sure that we cut every meetings to at least, at most, twice in a day, even if you have any meeting. On your calendar, it must not be more than 2. And it must not last more than 30 minutes. And after this, I can tell you, productivity, project that was task that is supposed to take 2 weeks, I'm not exaggerating, in 1 week, 5 days, guys are delivering projects. Guys are delivering projects, like delivering it without hesitation, right? So these are things that we look into. So for you as a leader, for you as a manager, for you as a business owner, for you as an employee or as an employer, right? Make sure that you do check-ins with your individual employee. Then start having monthly company-wide meetings where everybody comes together and have a meeting, right? Everybody comes together and do check-ins. And when you have these meetings, let me say it again, please don't make it strictly official. Like, don't make it just official. Like, have team bonding activities, right? Call up on, just do code call. If I just say, oh, what is on the call? Mr. Yorinde, you're on the call. Please, I just need you to tell me 3 things about yourself. And make sure that 2 of them is true. 2 of them are true. 1 is a lie. Like, okay, Mr. Yorinde just come up. We'll say, okay, Mr. Yorinde will just say, okay, I am married. Okay, don't let me say that, because before you join the company, they would have known if you're married or not. So you just say, okay, you might just say a few things and just say, okay, my wife is pregnant, 1, 2, I'm currently in Lagos State, 3, I just bought a new iPhone, right? Now, these are questions you just throw out to the house. So the whole team will be saying, oh, this is true, this is false, this is true. This creates bonding between team members, right? You could just create a team and just say, okay, Mr. Ogunowo, Mr. Yorinde, Mr. Oluwagbenga, you are in a team A. Other people, you are in team B. We'll be playing a song. You'll be playing a song, and you would just tell us who sang the song. Just a game to just make sure people are together, right? So these are things to do to make sure that you have an effective team. Like, remote team is very, very effective if you manage them well. Like, very, very effective. Because 1, the productivity is. Let me give you a gist. Do you know that for remote team, this is a secret that most people don't know. If you work remotely, by 7 a.m., you can be on your laptop working. But if you work in a physical office, there's no way in Lagos here. You can there are ways, if you stay very close to your office or you leave your house by 4 5 a.m. But by 7 a.m., you cannot open your laptop to work. But if you work remotely, by 7 a.m., you know you are supposed to deliver something. You will start working. Do you get? Because you know that you don't have to commute. By 8 p.m., see, this is a secret that most employers don't know. And I'm here to just tell you, because I've worked in that sphere before. By 8 p.m., you can still have some of your team members working, right? Because they are in the comfort of their home, they can still work. And it is not taking their work-life balance away, because they are still with their family. They want to stand up to do things. Oh, their child, their wife needs them. Their husband needs them. They can still do it. I have seen, let me just say it. I've worked in an environment where everything is 9 to 5, and by 5 p.m., nobody, the employees will tell you, nobody calls me after 5 p.m. I'm going home. I'm going to get home late. And if I get home late, I want to go and sleep. And when I sleep, it's till tomorrow. Do you get? And every work start again by 8 a.m. tomorrow. but it doesn't work for remote. 7 a.m., some of your team members will be asking you, hey, bro, what are we doing today? What's the task? I've done this. What should I do? 8 p.m., your remote team are chatting you up. Okay, guy, what's the update? Like, they are giving you update as at that time, not because you want them to work, but because they have the luxury of time to work. They have time to sit back, relax. They have time to do some other things, right? So this is very important. So not to waste so much of our time, guys, if you are still in the comment section, please, I would just like you to drop an emoji, a thumbs up, just to be so sure that we are together and you are getting my gist. So now to number 5 point is reliable communication channel. Reliable communication channel, which is going to be my last point before I drop some hints for us. Reliable communication channel, and which I already discussed and mentioned the other time. Which I had mentioned the other time. So please, if you're still on the call, please, I would like you to just if you have any question, you have any concern, please just drop it. Like anything you want to ask regarding building your team, regarding the challenges that you envisage, like, oh, if I build a remote team, these are the challenges I envisage I might have, right? Please just drop it in the comment section, and I'm here to give my best possible advice, actually. Yeah, thank you for people dropping the emoji. Thank you, Onyekachuku. Thank you, Ayorinde. Thank you, Akin Folari, Akintayo. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. So please drop your question, drop your comments. Let's see how we can do this together. Let's see how we can problem solve this together. That's why we're having this session this evening. Yeah, thank you. So my number 1 point for having a reliable communication channel, which I already mentioned, is for direct communication, employees should use an internal direct messenger, Slack. I put Slack there because Slack is more professional. Like, you can have your team, you can create a team on Slack. You can create on your Slack. I know for people that use Slack here, you can create a team, you can do direct message, you can do company-wide message, you can share documents on Slack, you can share contacts, you can share images, you can share updates, you can share links, you can share so many things. You can have some document and folders saved on your Slack. So people use that, which I strongly advise that you use Slack. Do you get? So Slack is a communication. We have thousands of communication channels that you can use. That is not mentioned here, but for the sake of this session, you can have Slack. So we'll be having some other session where we'll be deeping dive into tools that can make your remote team work perfectly well, seamlessly. Like, it will be like you have your team members right in the same room with you, right? It will be like you have everyone in the same room with you, whereas you are just the only person in your room. Probably you are just on your bed, and probably when you're having meeting, you are just on shirt, and probably it's just boxers. Nobody's saying that you are wearing tie, or nobody's saying that you're not wearing trousers, right? And you might just be wearing just shirt and just say, okay, oh, I have a meeting, let me just quickly put on a shirt. Put on your shirt. Okay, yeah, thank you. I think I'm seeing a question. Yes, I'm sorry I joined late. Please, how do you get to know other members of the team if you just got a job and are working remotely in a managerial role? God bless you. Thank you for that question. This is very it's so much appreciated. Yeah. How do you get to know other members of the team if you just got a job and are working remotely in a managerial role? So now, this is a typical example of me, and I'll give you what happened. So there was a time I joined a team in a managerial role, and I find it hard getting to know people. Like, I'll just see a mail, and the mail will just come up. I'll just see Ayorinde at so send you a mail. I'll just be like, who is this person again? I don't know you. How are you asking me this question? The next moment, I'm seeing another mail from another person, right? So that has happened to me before. But I now realize that there are best ways you can do that. And number 1 is that make sure that you do for managerial role now, And I don't know if you're already in the managerial role and you want to improve on how you need to know people. The best thing is that there should be a proper onboarding process for you. Now, onboarding process means that in your onboarding process, you have every team lead of the company in that session. And every team lead is saying, this is what we do in this team. And this is what this team is all about. We have so person in this team. And if anybody will be reaching out, this person will be reaching out to you on this particular matter. So there should be a proper onboarding. And if it is for your team, like I mentioned earlier, your team is supposed to be having weekly meetings, team meetings. So in your team meetings, you will get to know people. And for meetings, I would strongly advise that this is not for the sake of any other thing, but for the sake of getting to know yourself better, like Chimeze just said. Please always advise that the videos of people are on, right? Let people. There are ways that you get vibes when you see people by their face, right? So it is important that you do that. Make sure that you get things done that way. So we are running out of time, but just for Chinyere, make sure that onboarding session is properly done for you and you are introduced to every team members, so that when you're getting a mail for somebody, don't be like, I don't know this person. No, who is this person? How is this person sending me this kind of message? So all right, so yeah, proper onboarding process. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. So for official or client communication, please make sure you use email. And for project-related comments, questions, employees should use project management system. So I think this is for everyone. Use project management system. Project management system is a system where you have all your team members in the same place. You assign tasks to them. They see the task. Like when they are done with it, they comment, I'm done. They have any comments, they share it. They have any folder or document to share, they share it with you. So for that kind of communication, you do that. So that is that. And this is not to just take so much of our time. I'll be rounding up now. So there are so many tools I would want to share with us. There are so many processes that we can share with us. So we'll be having another session on how to do a proper onboarding for your team members and how to make sure that your team member understand the tools they will use for a proper remote team. Like we have so many tools that can make your work seamless, tools that can make your communication seamless, tools that you can use to monitor the progress of your team members. Like there are many all over the internet, but the session will be taking you through how you can run the process. We will show you step by step how you can do that. And you need how to build your remote team. You can always reach out for that. So for this session, I'll just say thank you for coming. Thank you for your time. For everyone that joined, I want to say a big thank you for everybody that dropped their comments, their questions. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Chimeze. Thank you, Onyekachuku. Thank you, Akin Folarin. Thank you, Fenyola. Thank you, Oluwagbenga. Thank you, Ayorinde. Thank you, King. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Adebambo, for joining. So that's all for the session. Please, if you have any comments, you have any question, please, you can drop it. I would have to drop it back to Mr. Demola. Thank you very much, everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for the insightful session. I was just writing and jotting. Thank you so much. And for everyone who have been part of this, I believe we still have some other sessions that we'd like to share with you, some other things that we'd like to share with you. And if you would like to receive mails from us, on other sessions that will be bringing your way soon, I'll be dropping a link in the comment section right now. Please go to that link in the comment section right now and then create an account, verify your account on our platform. Any of the sessions that will be coming live this way, we'll be sending it to you live and direct. All right. And for those who want to schedule a meeting, a private meeting on how to build and set up your team, your remote team, you can send us an email at info@livebeyondclass.com. info@livebeyondclass.com. Let me put that in the comment section so that you can also pick that directly. So we will be waiting to read from you so that we'll know what next we can share with you. All right. There's a session coming up later this month. It is on personal development. Let me quickly get the CEO of GODP Consulting will be joining us on how to set a routine, for maximum output, how to set a routine for those who do 9 to 5, for those who are entrepreneurs, how to set up a routine how to create a system around what you do so that you can be more effective and efficient. All right. That session will be coming up later this month, and we're going to be sending out those information. And that's one of the reasons why you need to quickly go to livebeyondclass.com and create an account so that you can actually be getting the update firsthand. We want to say thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tunde, for coming tonight to share insights. I believe if you have a question, you can also send your question to info@livebeyondclass.com, and then so that we can address it personally. If you have any concern, please feel free to reach out to us. We are here to add value to you. So like I said, for those who didn't join us early, what we do in Live Beyond Class, apart from the soft skills that we believe are necessary to prepare you for the future of work, we also have some mind-blowing technological courses that will prepare you for what is ahead. We have over 1,000 technological courses certified by Microsoft, AWS, that's Amazon, certified by IBM, that we will be releasing to the public next week. It's going to be an amazing. I wish I can just show you some right now, but they are mind-blowing courses. And we're going to be releasing them on our platform next week, by God's grace. So you need to go sign up so that you can enjoy the discounts we will be sharing with you. Those technological courses are mind-blowing. Trust me. And they are all Microsoft certified. All right. So please do the needful so that we can also grow together. My name is Ademola. Some of our team are on the background. Thank you so much for setting this up and making it seamless. Thank you, everyone, for coming on board tonight. I sincerely appreciate you. Thank you so much. We look forward to having you again in another session that we're going to be bringing your way. On behalf of all of us at Live Beyond Class, we want to say good night and have a wonderful weekend. Mr. Tunde, thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you're welcome.
You may not have the money now, but please walk with a presence. Wherever you go to, let your presence be known.
So I made that example so that you can understand that the key to whatever you need right now is in the hand of someone.
If you put your mind to achieve the grandest dream for your life, it might take a while, but it's going to happen.
The future that you have can come without a plan, that you can drift into a glorious future. You can't drift into a glorious future. It's only dead things that drift in the sea and the oceans of life.